Welcome to the Treble Staff. This unit will discuss lines and spaces on the treble clef staff for 3rd grade students at Willis Lane Elementary. Let's get started. First, let's begin with the musical alphabet. You may be familiar with your ABCs. However, in music, we want you to forget about them. Actually, we only want you to remember a portion of it. In music, our alphabet only consists of A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. That's it. Don't go on to H, I, J. Simply start over at the beginning after the letter G. The cool thing about the musical alphabet is that it repeats over and over. Let's discuss the lines on the treble staff. From the bottom, they are as follows: E, G, B, D, and F. Now, you may be thinking that this may be very difficult to remember. The good news is that many people create acronyms to help them remember the order of these letters. Here are some examples. One of the most commonly used acronyms for the lines on the treble staff is Every Good Boy Does Fine. Pretty easy to remember. One of my favorite ways to remember the lines on the treble staff is Elvis's guitar broke down Friday. Now, you may be thinking, who in the world is Elvis? Just know that he's a famous artist from maybe back when your grandparents were young. He happened to play the guitar. And maybe one day it broke down on a Friday. If you feel the need to, you can also get creative with these acronyms. Here are a couple that I've made up. Elephants graze beside daffodil fields. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it works, and if it helps you remember, that's just fine. Here's one more. Even giant butterflies do flips. Do giant butterflies exist? I don't know. But if they did, I'm sure they would do flips. Even if they didn't, this acronym will help me remember the lines on the treble staff. Feel free to make up your own. I strongly encourage you to go home today after school and see what you can come up with. I'd love to hear your ideas in the future. On to spaces. You may notice that if you start at the bottom, we have F, A, C, and E. This is a word that we all recognize, face. A very simple way to remember this is face is in the space. Pretty easy. Let's move on. Now what I want to do is combine the concept of the musical alphabet with the line and space names that we've learned on the staff. Follow with me as I begin reading these letter names from the very bottom of the staff, alternating between lines and spaces. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. Notice that it follows the pattern of our musical alphabet. If I were to keep going and look at the space right above the treble staff, I would have a G. The treble staff can go on infinitely above it, following with G, A, B, C, D, and so on. Likewise, I can follow it all the way down below the treble staff, simply by doing this. Start with E, the line at the bottom of the staff, and simply go back one letter in the musical alphabet. That letter is D. So the space below the treble staff is a D. If you were to keep going backwards, you would have C, B, A, G, and so on. The treble staff goes on infinitely low as it does high. I hope that you can utilize this knowledge of the lines and spaces on the treble staff as well as the musical alphabet in your future during this unit. See you next time.